Before any major sailboat purchase or an ocean crossing, an accredited marine surveyor is hired to inspect every inch of the vessel. They use moisture meters, ultrasound, and thermal imaging to check the hull for osmosis. They use dye penetrant to check the chain plates for microscopic cracks. They spend 8 hours crawling through the bilges and climbing the mast. In the case of the 42-foot yacht Arcturus, the surveyor's report was 50 pages long and concluded that the boat was in exceptional condition, fit for ocean passage. 2 weeks later, the boat was found capsized in the Pacific. The surveyor had missed the one thing that mattered. The real answer to what the surveyor missed wasn't a mechanical flaw. It was a human-machine interface failure. The surveyor checked the static state of the boat, but they couldn't check the dynamic state of the sailor's relationship with the boat. Specifically, they missed the latent failure in the autopilot's clutch assembly. It was a $50 part that was buried inside a sealed housing. On the day of the survey, it worked perfectly, but under the fatigue loading of a 3-day passage, the metal fatigued and snapped. This is the real answer that haunts the maritime industry. A survey is a snapshot in time, but the ocean is a continuous test. Data from the Society of Accredited Marine Surveyors, SAMS, shows that structural failure is actually a very rare cause of vessel loss. Most boats that are lost because of cascading systems failure. One small thing breaks, which leads to a larger thing breaking, which leads to the sailor becoming overwhelmed. In the case of the Arcturus, the autopilot clutch failed, which forced the sailor to hand steer. Hand steering for 24 hours led to extreme fatigue. Fatigue led to a navigation error. The navigation error led to the boat being caught in a breaking sea that it would have otherwise avoided. The one thing that mattered wasn't the hull. It was the reliability of the steering. The real answer also involves the hidden corrosion that no survey can catch without destructive testing. Many sailboats have keel bolts, massive steel bolts that hold the 5,000-pound lead keel to the hull. These bolts are often encased in fiberglass or lead. A surveyor can look at the heads of the bolts, but they can't see the waist of the bolt where it passes through the hull. Over 20 years, crevice corrosion can eat away 90% of the bolt's strength while leaving the head looking brand new. When the boat hits a large wave, the keel simply falls off. The boat capsizes in seconds. This is the silent killer of the used boat market. The surveyor also misses the aftermarket modifications. Many sailors upgrade their boats with new electronics, bigger winches, or extra water tanks. These modifications often create stress concentrations that the original designer didn't intend. A surveyor might see a new, powerful windlass and mark it as a positive feature, but the real answer is that the windlass has added 100 pounds of weight to the bow, changing the boat's pitching moment and making it more likely to bury its nose in a following sea. The one thing that mattered was the balance of the vessel, which had been destroyed by improvements. The real answer that every experienced sailor eventually learns is that a survey is a comfort document, not a safety guarantee. The ocean is a universal solvent that is constantly looking for the weakest link in your system. It doesn't care if a man with a clipboard said the boat was exceptional. It only cares about the laws of physics. The surveyor missed the one thing that mattered because the one thing that matters in the Pacific is redundancy. If you only have one way to steer, one way to charge your batteries, and one way to stay on the boat, you are one $50 part away from a ghost ship. The surveyor inspected the boat, but the ocean inspected the system, and the system failed.